accustomed to this kind of hairy transformation of mine, I should tell you that you pretend one thing so many times, you finally become it. So, in reality, this is not Despina at all. This is John Rowe. In which case, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys, or boys and girls, tonight, those of you who have been with us for some time now, our regulars like Louis, know what's coming, but the rest of you who were not here the previous time, you are in for a treat. Because tonight we have with us Miss Sunshine Santa Claus. So,
hello, everyone.
Please take it away.
Oh, hello, everyone. It's been very cold today up at the North Pole, and I am so excited that I can have story time with you today. You know, my job at the North Pole is storyteller and music maker because I take care of all the little elves while their mummies and daddies go off to work in the factories all day. And when I am with them, we tell stories, we sing songs, and we dance. And every night at the North Pole, after we eat our dinner, put on our pajamas, it is bedtime story time. Now, I'm so excited. We are getting closer to Christmas Eve. You're probably counting down the days because we are. Oh, it's chaotic right now. Yes, so many things to do. But we always need to stop and enjoy the beauty of the season. Have you been looking at the lights? Have you been singing the songs? There has to be fun, and I heard that one of the elves is making cookies as we speak. So I am delighted and hope that that elf will be able to share those cookies with all the people that they love. I want to tell you a story, spin you a yarn, take you on a magic trip here and beyond. Bring your imagination and a happy smile. Let me see your smiles. Oh, good. Please gather round, sing along, listen for a while. Christmas is coming, the geese are getting fat. Please to put a penny in the old man's hat. If you haven't got a penny, then a halfpenny'll do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, then God bless you. God bless the mistress of the house and the master also, and all the little children that round the table go, and all your kins and kinsmen that dwell both far and near. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You know, we were thinking about having some very good dinner tonight. And what we thought we would eat was schnitzel, schnitzel, and schnitzel. Bread, noodles, and some sausage. Our schnitzel, schnitzel, and schnitzel, that's what we call it up at the North Pole. But once upon a time, long ago, in a small village, there was a father who was a shoemaker and 3 little boys. Those 3 little boys lived with their father in the cottage. Sadness had come upon the family a few months prior to Christmas. And that sadness was because their mother had caught a fever and she died. Now the father and those three little boys had to face their first Christmas without their mother. There was sadness in their heart. But Papa was really excited on Christmas Eve. He looked at the boy in their ragged pajamas with patches all over it. He looked at the stove where one big pot of porridge was waiting for their dinner. It seemed these days all they could afford was porridge. But Papa had some good news. Boys, I want to tell you all the good news tonight. The good news is that the soldiers have come into town. And when the soldiers are in town, that means that I will need to fix their boots. Papa, will they give you money if you fix the boots? I'm hoping, my sons, I am hoping that they will. Out of their goodness and generosity, they don't always have much on their own. But boys, it's Christmas Eve, and it means I need to go out into the night to help these soldiers to fix their boots so they are not walking on the bricks with their toes coming out from their socks. Papa, what would you need us to do? My good boys, here's what I need you to do. Sit down first. Let's enjoy some porridge tonight. I was able to find a little bit of sugar to sprinkle on the porridge to give us a bit of sweetness. The boys sat at the wooden table and they ate the porridge. Tasted pretty much the same as it had for all of the previous nights. Then Papa spoke. Boys, when I go out, you cannot open the door. Remember my secret knock? Yes, Papa, we do. That is the only reason you should open the door. The oldest brother said, Papa, I'll be in charge of the bolt on the door. And the youngest brother said, I won't let anybody in. Oh, good, my dear sons. So Papa got his tool belt and put it around his waist. He then put on his heaviest jacket, but even his jacket was bare on the elbows. But just enough, he took a scarf around his neck and a hat upon his head. Boys, it's Christmas Eve. We're going to have some schnitzel, and schnutzel before the night is finished. They kissed their father goodnight, and they unbolted the door, and Papa went out into the snow and waved to his sons and blew them kisses. Then the oldest son bolted the door. Well, what are we going to do while Dad's away, said the middle son. I don't know. Maybe we could just tell stories. So they sat by the fire, which was dwindling every minute. And they tried to tell stories of Christmas past and their memories of their mother and their joy when there came a knock at the door. And when that knock at the door came, the boys were startled. Oh, it's not the secret knock that Papa gives. The littlest brother said, don't open the door, don't open the door. Remember what Daddy said. The middle brother said, yeah, but maybe it's somebody who needs help. And the oldest brother said, I think we should open the door just to make sure. Maybe it is Papa. But he hasn't been gone very long. We won't get any schnitzel, schnutzel, or schnutzel. But the oldest brother said, I'm going to open the door. Stand back. They unbolted the door. And there, standing before them, was a man who was only about 3 feet high. He was small. He wore a reindeer skin hat upon his head that had antlers on it. He wore reindeer skins for his tunic, his pants, and his boots. He stood there with his arms out and said, "What is it that you're doing? It's Christmas Eve. Can't you see? On Christmas Eve, if a stranger comes to your house, you're supposed to welcome them in, and you're supposed to feed them and treat them ever so kindly." The boys were astonished. But you're not our papa, and you're not supposed to be here. Let me in now. How rude of you not to invite me into your home on Christmas Eve. And that wee tiny man just pushed his way right through. And he stood in the bare kitchen and stomped his reindeer boots and said, "Ha! What kind of home is this? No fine feast for a guest on Christmas Eve. But sir, we just don't have much. We can offer you some porridge." "Porridge? Oh, that is not fit for me. And you three, look at you wearing ragged clothes." But as we said, our papa is out looking for some food for us. He's fixing the boots of the soldiers in town. We just have the best we have. "Huh, well, pish posh with that." And with that moment, the little man pushed the youngest brother. And magically, the youngest brother started doing cartwheels all around the cottage. And as he did the cartwheels, out from his pajama pants and sleeves fell candies wrapped in gold and silver papers. The boys were a little amazed. Oh, but before they could even show their excitement, that tiny man pushed the middle brother, and that brother started jumping without stopping. And every time he jumped, apples and oranges fell from his pajama pants and his sleeves, all upon the floor of the cottage. They were shocked, they were amazed, but I guess the magic was not over yet. "You, the oldest, it's your turn." And the oldest didn't know what to expect. But as soon as the man touched him on his shoulders, he began to dance wildly all over the cottage. And every time he danced and shake, gold and silver coins fell from his pajamas, and they rolled all upon the floor. The boys were getting giddy. "Oh, well, what's all this? Oh, my goodness, we've never seen so many treats." And as they went to thank the little man in the deerskin clothes, in the reindeer skins, he had disappeared. Christmas magic for sure. He disappeared. And they opened the door and they saw no footprints. And they closed and bolted the door, and then they joined hands and danced. "Oh, we got presents, we got presents." As they danced around in that circle, they said, but what are we going to tell Papa? Remember, he told us not to open the door for any reason. "I know, but it's been our good fortune. Papa will understand. In fact, I think he'll be amazed, flabbergasted for sure." With that, the boys got some wooden bowls, and they put the candy into one bowl. They put the fruit, apples and oranges, into another bowl. And they put all the coins in another bowl and set them on the table. Then they sat on the bench and waited and waited and waited until Papa came home. They heard his secret knock. Oh, that's Papa this time. Oh, yes, we're so excited. The oldest brother said, just sit down. Let's not overwhelm him. We don't know if he got the schnitzel, schnotzel, and schnutzel. He's probably very tired. They unbolted the door, and there was Papa, brushing the snow from his hat and his shoulders. But he had in his arms 3 bags. Papa had a big smile on his face. Boys, it was a great night. I was able to help all the soldiers in the town. And because of that, I had just enough money to buy us the schnitzel, the schnotzel, and the schnutzel, the bread, the sausage, and the noodles. Oh, hooray, Papa! It's an amazing Christmas Eve for sure. Oh, Papa. And then the littlest said, Papa, Papa, we opened the door while you were gone. Oh, did someone come to the door? Yes, Papa, we know that you told us not to open the door. But the middle boy said, but this stranger wearing reindeer skins. Oh, Papa, he had antlers on his head and a hat and a tunic made of reindeer skins and boots made of reindeer skins. Oh, Papa, he was a small man, but he just pushed right into the house. We couldn't stop him. Papa thought for a moment and said, about how tall was he? Oh, he was about this tall, Papa. And reindeer skins? Did he speak in a gruff voice? Yes, Papa, he did. Oh, boys. Boys. I never thought we could be so blessed on Christmas Eve. For you see, our king, who is a very small man, who wears surprise disguises on Christmas Eve, and this year he chose reindeer skins. What, Papa? The good king always seeks out families in the village who are in need. He knew your mama died. He knew how hard it was for us. And he came disguised. Tell me more about what happened. Well, then, Papa, he pushed and shoved us, and all of a sudden, I was doing cartwheels. And the middle boy said, yeah, and I was jumping all around. And the oldest boy said, yes, Papa, and I was dancing. Well, was anything left? Oh, look, Papa, look at the table. And Papa saw the 3 bowls. One with the candy in the gold and silver wrappers, the other bowl with the apples and bananas, and the third bowl overflowing with gold and silver coins. Oh, boys, we have been totally blessed indeed. Oh, it's such a bounty. Oh, boys, what should we do with all of this? We've never had this much on our own. And the middle boy said, Papa, some of our friends are having trouble this year too. Could we make little baskets and go out on Christmas morning and share some of our bounty? Oh, boys, that would be the most wonderful thing ever. You have the love and kindness in your heart, the true Christmas spirit. Yes, we can do that. But first, let's eat our schnitzel, schnutzel, and schnutzel. It's almost midnight on Christmas Eve. So Papa got out some pans. He boiled the water for the noodles. He sliced the bread and had just a smidgen of butter to put on it and some jam left from the earlier seasons. And with that, he sauteed those sausages. The schnitzel, the schnotzel, and the schnutzel were ready. He placed them upon proper plates that the boys hadn't used in months, and they ate heartily. Oh, Papa, this is so good. Oh, we will remember this Christmas forever. Well, boys, you never know. Perhaps we'll have a visit from Kris Kringle. Let's get to bed. The boys climbed into the one bed that they shared, with the one blanket that was all patched. Papa just made himself bed on the mat on the floor. When the morning light came into the room, the boys were up early. They got little baskets and they shared some of the candy, some of the fruit, and some coins. They made 7 baskets. When they got dressed, they went out and they sang carols to their neighbors to welcome Christmas Day and the Christ child. And they handed out the baskets. Now they kept just enough for themselves, just enough coins, for their luck had changed and they had been blessed on this Christmas Eve. The schnitzel, the schnutzel, and the schnutzel. Oh, here's one of my little friends from the North Pole. I'm looking at my little friend. It's Jingles. Jingles is one of the little small magical elves. I'm wondering if any of you have received an elf from the North Pole this year. Rumor has it that after summer training, the elves were sent back to your houses. And perhaps they've been at your home. Now, we train them not to be mischievous. We train them to be helpful. But I am getting some reports that they've been getting into mischief, like going into the kitchen, dumping the flour, dancing around in it, and leaving footprints all over the floor. I even heard where one elf went into the bathroom and poured soap suds into the toilet. Oh, that is not how we train them at the North Pole. Jingles, were you there during the training? Jingles was, and Jingles knows that elves are trained to follow the rules. But you know what? They're very playful, and we love their playfulness at the North Pole because it's fun. What's that, Jingles? Oh, Jingles wants me to share some fun things. Oh, but before that, oh my gosh, I just found out that one of the elves that came down from the North Pole to visit my friend David hid his car keys. Oh, Jingles, would you let that happen? No, Jingles knows that isn't true. What? Oh, yes, let's do a riddle. I'll get out my jar. The elves made this jar for me. And in this jar is where I keep some fun little riddles. I'll take off the lid. It has all the beautiful Christmas jewels on it and set it right down. And I'll mix it up. And which one will it be? Will you try to guess the answer? It says, what kind of bugs hate Christmas? I don't know. Does anyone have a guess? I think I see it on your lips. Could it be humbugs? Yes, exactly. It is humbugs. Let's try another one. Here we go. What goes oh, oh, oh? It's Santa saying ho, ho, ho backwards. Would you like to try to say ho, ho, ho with me? Now, to put on the best Santa ho, 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 you have to breathe deep down below your rib cage. Take a deep breath
And now let's do our best, Santa. Ho, 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 ho. Yes, that's how we practice at the North Pole. We like to humor Santa because, he has to say that so many times. Well, it's time to get an elf report on my trusty North Pole radio. Let's hear it.
We're listening to ENN, or Elf News Network. Scoop Yuletide, reporting live from the North Pole. The elves are positively overwhelmed by Santa's nice list this year. For the past 3 years, the naughty list has been shrinking, and the nice list has been growing, which of course means more and more work for the elves. What's behind this mysterious outburst of niceness? Who are all these good little boys and girls? In tonight's interview with Chief Elf Pringle Hopper, hear his side of the story. We are working all day and all night to satisfy the letters to Santa. In my 100 years here, we've never had this many coming in. Will the North Pole invest in more toy machines? Will it be overtime for the elves till December 24th? Tune in tonight at 8. And now it's the ENN Sports Desk Update.
Wow, we just got a report from the North Pole News. And what did it say? More and more people are on the nice list. That makes my heart so happy. Can you make your heart happy too? Because my heart is happy. Well, I think we need to sing some songs because it's time for a little jingle bells. And there's my beautiful jingle wreath. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, oh, thank you for singing. I want to introduce you to another friend of mine. Oh, my jar just fell down. I'll get it later. Sometimes things like that happen at the North Pole. Oh, there comes an elf now to pick it up for me. I just love it. Oh, some people live in places where it gets cold enough, like me at the North Pole. Oh, we have snow almost 300, 60 days of the year. But other people live in warm places, maybe like Greece, where it might not get snow, or Texas in the USA. But I know in Scotland last week, they got some snow. There was a storm coming through. And when it snows at the North Pole, we are always ready to make snowmen. Oh, we stop work, we go outside, and we have snowball fights, and we make our snowman. Now, I made this snowman out of paper plates. And I drew a little face, and I used paper for the arms. Then I can glue it or staple it together, and it has 3 parts to it. It's perfect if you want to decorate at your house. But here's a little song about a snowman. Once there was a snowman, snowman, snowman. Once there was a snowman, tall, tall, tall. The sun came out to melt him, melt him, melt him. The sun came out to melt him. Now he's small, small, small. Oh, yes, the North Pole. Our snowmen don't melt very often. Not until we get the midnight sun. But At this time of the year, it's mostly dark, so our snowmen stay around forever. Have you ever wondered what snowmen do at night? We watch them. One night, Santa and I hid out. Yes, because we heard reports and we have evidence. But when the moon is out in the sky and in all of that darkness at the North Pole, we found out the snowmen come alive at night. And they go out into our playground and they swing on the swings. And then they have dance parties in the parks and dance parties on the hills. They go sledding. You never know what they're going to do. In fact, they let the reindeer out one night and they had the reindeer pull the sleigh. Now we have lots of sleighs, so it wasn't the turbocharged sleigh we used on Christmas Eve, but we have other sleighs. We caught it all on our cameras. And then the next morning when we woke up, we said, now we know what those snowmen are doing at night. And we saw the evidence. Some of the snowmen had fallen over. Some of them were in the barn. That is not where they were before we went to sleep. We know snowmen like to have fun at night because, there's magic at the North Pole. And I know of a beautiful movie about a snowman, too, that comes down and visits a boy, and they go on an adventure through the night sky. But this is my little snowman friend. Maybe you would like to make a fun little snowman at your house. Well, I'd like to sing a few more songs before it's time for us to go. As I know your bedtime is coming soon, you've probably had your tea, your tummies are full. In some parts of the world who might be watching it, maybe they're not even home from school yet, so they'll watch it later with their families. And in some places, it might be almost their bedtime. But I want to bring out my guitar. I love playing my guitar at the North Pole, too. Do you know the elves have an orchestra? Yes, the elves have learned to play piano, and they play violins. They play horns and tubas and bass and cellos. We have an elf orchestra. And recently, when Santa and I visited down in the islands after Christmas, we brought back steel drums. And the elves have been learning how to make Caribbean music. Oh, it's quite fun. It's never a dull moment at the North Pole. And this is my guitar. And so we will sing. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice, going to find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Now, do you know
about the reindeer? Do you know all their names? Well, I can teach you a way to remember them. Put your hands up like this.
We'll do the reindeer Macarena. It's a reindeer Macarena. It's a reindeer Macarena. It's a reindeer Macarena. Oh, where is Rudolph? Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. And oh, there is Rudolph.
Let's try it one more time. Then it'll be in your head. Are you ready?
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. And then there is Rudolph. Put your antlers on your head. And now let's sing about the most famous reindeer of all. I love seeing all the antlers on your heads.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee. Let's say yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Oh, nice singing. Well, our time together is about done. I just want to say to all of my friends all over the world at the World Storytelling Cafe, wherever they are, from Morocco all the way to India, wherever you are, it's that time of the year to stay on the nice list. How can you do it? Well, you can show kindness in your own home first. You know, your brothers and sisters who you usually argue with. Mom, he's in my room. You can look at them and really try to say kind words to one another. When mom or dad ask you to pick up your toys, say, yes, of course, I will. Surprise your parents by keeping your room clean, and surprise them by setting the table without being asked, getting dressed without any problems. No arguing. But then outside of your home, think of your neighbors. Can you leave little surprises for them? Ring their doorbell, leave a little treat, and then walk away. Also, be kind to people in your neighborhood who may not be healthy or well. Help them out. Maybe pull the weeds in their gardens. And when you go to school, show kindness to your teacher, kindness to your friends. And kindness doesn't end just at Christmas. To stay on the nice list, you need to show kindness all year round. Now I know some of my friends are celebrating Hanukkah too. Tonight is the second night of Hanukkah, and the candles will be lit, the blessings will be said, the latkes will be fried in oil, and the game of dreidel will be played. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, My dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, my dreidel I shall play. Spin that dreidel, get your gelt, enjoy lighting the candles, and the candles represent the hope of the world for peace to come. And with that, I want to sing, and you can join me. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. On behalf of the World Storytelling Cafe, and for the joy of stories all over the world, Santa and I wish you a Merry Christmas and hope that all of you can find joy in your families during this season. I'm so glad I could visit with you today. Thank you to all of my friends.
Thank you, Mrs. Claus. This has been lovely. Thank you for all the Christmas magic you glittered around us. But to be
It's
honest,
what we love to do, Despina.
yes, it is. It's absolutely wonderful. Plus, we should concentrate on the spirit of the holiday, which is, as you very well put it, kindness. Let us be gentle to one another and let's hope for peace. All sane people do.
Mhm.
So, on that note, having heard the wonderful Mrs. Claus, Mrs. Sunshine Claus, I should let you know that this Sunday we have our Christmassy story round with Mike Rust, to which you are very welcome to come and share your stories. Christmassy or not, it doesn't matter. You're always welcome to come and listen or share something if you like. Mike is an excellent host who makes everybody feel welcome and comfortable. So please do find the courage, if you haven't been there yet, to come and try it out. It's very nice. And that will be at 6 p.m. UK time, if I've got it right. I believe it's 6 p.m. UK time. I hope I'm not mistaken. Just making sure. Well, pardon, it used to be in summertime. It's 8 p.m. UK time now. Okay, correction. And then on Tuesday, we have our young international storytellers from all over the world who are always happy to have some adults to encourage them while they tell their stories. And that's at 4 p.m. UK time. It's an hour earlier than before. And then next Friday, we have, I hope I'm not mispronouncing the name. I thought it was Shane Eaves, but it turns out it's Sean, isn't it? No, it is Shane. It is Shane. Okay, cool. Good to know. We have the brilliant Shane Eaves with more stories for children. So you're always welcome to come and listen. And, be you kids or kids at heart, it is always a pleasure to listen to stories, because stories, even if they are for kids, they are so wise and help us see things through the children's eyes, which see so much clearer. So, a Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate it, a Happy Hanukkah to those of you who celebrate that, and love and peace to the world. Thank you, Mrs. Claus. Thank you. It's been great. Goodbye, everybody.